Hello, 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 and welcome back to twitch.tv/Epitaph Fox, and today we are completing my side project of giving every Zelda monster from all of the mainline Zelda game titles Pokemon typings. Starting off with a Link Between Worlds, but before we get started with that, a big thank you to Mrs. Epitaph Fox for redeeming a splash. Unfortunately, it does nothing, but it does let me know that you're here. And I also would like to show off our two new emotes, as long as they will load in. Strange, that's not giving me the option. Hold on one second, we're gonna refresh my chat box here. There we go, much better. So, unfortunately, with the way that the emotes work, there is a space between because they are separate emotes, so it looks like it's a broken heart, but it's meant to be that they are a connected heart between them. It's it's Espeon and Umbreon. The Umbreon emote specifically is in relation to a big supporter, big member of the Epitaph Fox community, which is our good friend Buraboo. And she wanted something Umbreon related, so I had a Umbreon emote commissioned, and it was actually the artist, Azzy Dreams, who you may know from almost all of our other emotes, who suggested doing both an Umbreon and an Espeon emote, so I said, sure. And so here we go. We have our two new emotes. I'll go ahead and put them in one more time, because I think they're just so cool. Oh, accidentally did two Umbreons, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Alright, so, starting off with a Link Between Worlds. Starting off with Armos. Now, Armos in the past have been statuesque, although I will say that this one in particular still looks statuesque. This one looks more to me like a suit of armor rather than a statue. So I'm going to go with Rock Steel. Especially because it's kind of have what looks like a ruby shield, and ruby, gemstone, mineral, rock, etc. Rock Steel. Now, Argy doesn't show up on my list here, unless it has a different name elsewhere. We'll pull up the individual page just to check. Small enemies that surround and protect Argus. So it's a boss-related enemy. We can go ahead and skip past it then. Ball and Chain Soldier. They don't have their images here, but we can pull up. It kind of just seems like it's a cannonball. We'll go ahead and give it Steel type. Ball and Chain Soldier. Well, that's Link to the Past. I think that the problem we may run into is that a lot of the enemies in A Link Between Worlds are the exact same as A Link to the Past, because the map is the same between both games, I'm pretty sure. Mrs. Epitaph Fox could correct me. She's the one who has played this game. Yeah, it's not going to show me an image of them, so we're just going to move on with that. Ball and Chain Soldier, Steel Fighting. The Bari, those are the jellyfish, so electric water. Bob. What is a bob? gonna have to just go to Google. Yeah, very adorable. Oh, they're kind of like eyeball bomb things. Okay. With that in mind, then, a bob, I would say, is bug electric. Interesting that they don't have BMOS on the list here. Interesting. Well, we know what a bee is. The bee has always been Beedrill, which is bug poison. Beery. Those are just smaller... Yeah. Because Bari are like the larger version. Okay, you know what? I would say like a difference between a Beery and a Bari is that a Beery would be just electric type, and Bari... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna... Just because of how this looks, it looks more... No. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it. Beerys are just water. Blade traps, canonically just steel. Bubbles, I guess they have a different name. Bumper. I really don't like that they're not showing me the images for this particular game. It's given me a concern. Let's start with Bubble. Alright, so Bubble's in Link Between Worlds. Unfortunately, they show up in like a million different games. In A Link Between Worlds, they have a fire and an ice variant. Okay. Well, I mean, then we have Ghost, and then it's fire and ice. Bumper, though. Stop that. In A Link Between Worlds, they basically look the same. I would say maybe electric steel for these. They have kind of like an electrical component to it just from the coils. Water time as well, by the way. You know what, we'll just keep steel. It's fine. Nintendo Bro redeeming first. Welcome in, welcome. How are you doing? And thank you so much for the splash. Unfortunately, that does nothing, but it does let me know that you're here. There's that roll 20, but before we do, what is your Nintendo console of the day? The Pokemon Mini! This is one of those ones where I never think about this console when I think of a Nintendo console. It was such a limited release as far as I can recall. However, when I got my Anbernic device, it came with all of the Pokemon mini games on it. How is that a console? When I went to Wikipedia and looked up a list of Nintendo consoles, Pokemon Mini was on there as one of the handhelds. Buzz Blob. I really wish they would give me the sprite from the other games that they do. Like, it's fine that they don't, I just wish they would. I'm doing very well, thank you for asking. Let's go ahead and get that D20 situated, shall we? 19! Ooh, 2 19s in a row from last time. That is everyone getting 2,500 copper pieces. Very nice. Congratulations to everyone here for being here. Nintendo Bro has given you the boon of a 19 dice roll. Buzz Blob, we're just gonna go electric. Alright, here we go. An enemy that I have no idea what it is based off of its name. Chasupa. Yeah, maybe I need to look at the gallery? Nope, the gallery still only has the old image of it, which is, it's so weird. Who that was supposed to be woo. That's how I read it. Model A Link Between Worlds. Okay, so it's literally a eyeball with wings. Normally, we associate eyeballs with psychic, but I'm gonna say that this thing is kind of more of like a dark looking kind of thing. I'm gonna say dark flying. Crow, normal flying. What is a dacto? Oh, it's the dinosaur looking things. Okay, so this thing is more of like a flying enemy than I thought it was. Well, I mean, if anything is going to look like a dragon, that kind of looks like one to me. I mean, it also kind of looks like an Aerodactyl, but red and a little bit more meaty. But I'm going to go with dragon on this one. Maybe dragon flying. Dark rat. That's a dark type. Dead rock. It's actually kind of cute looking in A Link Between Worlds. I think when we did A Link to the Past, I was like, well, Dead Rock is in its name, so Ghost Rock type or whatever. This, to me, kind of looks like just a rock type. It looks more dinosaurish than dragon. Devilant. Okay, these things are like bugs. They're like pincer beetles. What? Don't know what that was. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's a... They crawl out of the ground. Maybe we'll do a bug ground on this thing. The Igors. Maybe it's because of the art style that they went with for A Link Between Worlds, but all these things just kind of look cute compared to some of the other games that they show up in. Although this thing looks like it needs some sleep, honestly. They are cute. I love Link Between Worlds. I need to play that again. Link Between Worlds is Mrs. Fox's favorite Zelda game. Nah, he does the do. Yeah, I can see that, especially with all the green. Maybe. See, I'm having a little bit of an issue here of trying to decide what typing it would be. It kind of reminds me of like just like a normal type, but the fact that it's green and it's got the huge eyeball, like I doubt it has anything to do with magic, right? So maybe like a fighting type. What about the characteristics in the game? Igors are split into 3 groups. There's a green, a blue, and a red variation. You can attack them with any weapon now. Their eyes glow in pitch dark spaces when they're open. Okay. Glowing eyes? The glowing gives me fairy vibes, but also still kind of psychic vibes. I'm gonna go with fighting psychic. So I have seen that there's an ice Gemo, and there's also these fire Gemos. They kind of look like they're gargoyles, but there's like statues. So I'm gonna say Fire Rock, and then when we get the ice one, it'll be Ice Rock. Flamola. Ooh, okay. Fire Centipede. I like it. That's a fire bug. Freezor. Pretty sure this is just gonna be ice type. Oh, interesting. They look less golem-ish, and they actually kind of look like a frozen person. That's actually a little weird. Still gonna just be an ice type, though. I don't see anything else when I look at it. Geldman. That's a Sandman. That's a ground type. Guineas, we already know. Those are ghosts. Gibdo are the mummies, so ghost, and then ghost grass. Because typically, Gibdos, you're able to, like, use fire on them, and it makes the bandages burn up, so they're weak to fire damage in that way. What is a Gib-O? They're kind of like amoeba-looking things. What's the deal with that? What's their deal? Star-shaped creatures consisting of an outer body and inner core. Near identical to Link to the Past appearance. However, instead of the core moving first, the body does it first, with the core then following. Gel-like substance rather than a gaseous cloud. Interesting. So with that in mind, then, I mean, it gives water type. Golden Bee. What's up with Golden Bee? What's the idea between bee versus golden bee? Golden bee is found in the same places as normal bees, in grass and bushes, but is much more rare. Golden bees are marked by their golden aura when they fly. Golden bee can also be purchased from a man in the forest surrounding Lost Woods for 888 rupees. The Clobopus escaped. When Link gives a golden bee to the bee guy, he receives the bee badge in return. Additional golden bees can also be sold to the bee guy for 300 rupees each. Okay, so I guess, like, the idea here is that, they're collectible. There's some information about trivia that you can use them to fight enemies if you catch them and release them. Typically with, like, mineral and ore, I go for rock type, but gold appears to be in coloring rather than actually having gold on its body. So, shiny bee as opposed to just, like, a separate entry. We'll just do bug poison again. Oh, gosh, excuse me. Goria. Alright, we actually don't have a sprite of it, which is really weird. Here we go. They come in a red and green variant, it seems. Kind of weird looking. But they're the Boomerang Knights. These guys, I'm going to say that they are fighting types. Giorm. I did not mean G-form elbow. Oh, what the heck? Snail-like enemies? hide in protective spiked shell that hovers above ground. They can only be attacked by forcing them outside of their shells? That's interesting. Well, I guess I'm gonna give these things steel flying. Hard hat beetle. Kind of figured it was just gonna be more of the same of what we've seen before. That's Bug Rock right there. Hinox character. Oh man, it looks weird. It is a lone, friendly Hinox who lives inside of a cave behind a waterfall in the eastern Lorule. What about the enemies? I guess we don't get to see that. I guess this is them right here. They look so dopey. That's a fighting type. Carrot crab. Fighting. They are pretty dopey. Games Guru, welcome and welcome. Groundwater? Okay, so I'm guessing they really, like, pop up out of the ground in their game. Lorulean counterparts of sand crab. Darker coloring, and they deal 4 times more damage than sand crabs. I have an advert for Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. It's out in May. I've never really been interested in any of the Mission Impossible movies, but more power to anyone who is. Good on Twitch for advertising movies coming out. Good evening, good evening. Although for you, it's what, 7, so 8, 9, 10, 11. It's midnight for you. So good night to you, I guess. Carrot crab, that is groundwater. Keyleon. What the heck is this thing? Looks like an ice jellyfish? Float in the air, attack by spitting bombs. They cannot be defeated with the sword, too high to reach. Either a fire rod, ice rod, or throwing bombs at it. Oh, that's weird looking. So maybe, like, ice grass? It looks plant-like in the way that it looks like it spits bombs out. I don't know. Mrs. Epitaph Fox, what do you think about these things? They are encountered in the ice ruins. Gaming is going good. I mean, we're taking a break from games right now. We just finished Tunic 2 streams ago. And I think I would like to start Hollow Knight next Tuesday, so I don't know what I'm gonna stream on Sunday, but it will be a short game, like something I can either play just for that session or something that if I want to come back to it, it doesn't matter if I play something else in the meanwhile. Ice or ice flying? We'll go ice flying. The Keys, we already kind of know that they're normal flying. Kodongo. Alright, so it's kind of a Dodongo-esque thing here. Kind of a Helmasaur. I don't remember everyone. It's been a while since I played. Fair enough. Fair enough. Similar to a Rhino or Triceratops, much like a Dodongo. It gets Rock type then. Dinosaurs get Rock type. Lionel. A Link Between Worlds. Lionels appear in two variations. A white mane type found on the Death Mountain, and a black variant with orange mane found in Treacherous Tower. Long Stream of Fire takes 3 hearts, can only be blocked with the Hylian Shield. These look dopey too. I'd be willing to give these things normal fire. Mini Moldorm, those guys are bug types. No, they're ferocious. I'm sure they're quite unpleasant to fight against in the game, but outside of the context of the game world surrounding them, they look very dopey. Moblin, we know Moblins. Yeah, these guys are normal types. Nothing really special about them. Mole, as we all know, animals that are monsters just tend to be normal as well. What the heck? That's not a mole, that's an evil button. What? What? Moles are mostly found in the Tower of Hera. Used to spring Link upwards to different platforms in the dungeon. Big moles are also seen. They launch you to higher floors. When Link hits a mole into the ground, it will freeze for a few seconds, and then shake right before springing back up and launching Link upward. It is, in fact, an evil button. That's so weird. Well, that's not a normal type at all. That's... I mean, it's technology, so it's either steel or electric. It's a spring, so steel makes sense. That's so weird. And there was an image right there for it. I should focus on this first. Octoroks, they're rock types. Rats, I mean, unless the rats in this game look so different. Nope, they are just rats. They are normal. River Zora. Water. They're water types. Ropa. Oh, these are the plant things. But what do they look like in this game? Still the same. Okay. Yeah, these guys are grass. Very nice, yet very evil. Slugula. Alright. Mostly the same. I think I've given these things just bug typing before. Oh, it is these guys. Okay. I mean, if any enemy is going to be normal type, it's gonna be the literal people. Spear soldier specifically? I mean, it's the same issue, right? Steel normal, maybe? I mean, they got different pages for them, so just in case. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Spike roller. I mean, that's a steel type thing. Well, maybe not in Echoes of Wisdom, but... No, that's not what I was looking up. Alright, it doesn't want to tell me. So, but, I mean, it's a spiked roller, right? While they attain their characteristics from previous games of being indestructible, Spike Rollers beards are similar to one in A Link to the Past. However, they can be briefly frozen. I mean, what does the A Link to the Past one look like? Orange colored. Great. We just don't know what they look like. I'm going to assume that they are steel type. Stalfos. That's a ghost type. Tektite. Let's go bug flying. Terrapin. These are the turtles, right? Yeah, turtles. They can be defeated using the hammer to flip them over, attacking them when they are vulnerable. Yeah, I mean, it's a turtle. That's a normal type. Oh, good. We're almost done. Vulture, that's normal flying. Wall turret. I don't think there's gonna really be anything special about them. We'll call it at electric, and we'll leave it at that. Oh, that's gross. I don't like that they are nearly photorealistic hands. I dislike that greatly. Because of that, I mean, normally we give them bug or dark typing. That seems to me like dark. Just dark. Don't like that at all. Looks like there's a water version of a Tektite, so we'll do bug or water and flying. Water Gibbo. Oh, okay, what did we call Gibbos before? Water type? Okay. Those were the amoeba things. I'm gonna just get rid of it. We don't need that. White Bari. There's so much on this list here that I wish we had for the proper list, but they just... The person who made this list of the enemies, they condensed in certain places, but didn't condense in other places? I don't get it. I don't get it. Link Between Worlds. Wizards make an appearance greatly resembling their Link to the Past and Link's Awakening counterparts. So helpful! Zeldapedia, can you give me a little bit more information? Wizrobes appear within Turtle Rock and the Ice Ruins. They move and attack just as they do in A Link to the Past. Best way to deal with the difference in elevation is usually attack with Ice or Fire Rod. Well, I'm guessing that they have the 3 typing variations. So we're gonna say the Fairy type plus whatever, you know, Ice, Fire, Elect. And Zazaks, whatever those are. I mean, these guys are giving me dragon. Zax do not shoot fireball at Link, but will damage him if they come into contact. If the thief grows with Link while in the thief's hideout, the Zax will attempt to grab her. If they succeed, it causes the hero and the thief girl to immediately end up back at her cell. These, I'm gonna go with a dark dragon for these things. And we move on. Now, I technically don't need to look up the pictures of these, but we might as well, because why not? We're starting with bees for some reason, even though they're not even on here. I don't know why the person said, you know what, if we're gonna have a condensed list of only 17 enemies for the entire game of Breath of the Wild, let's talk about bees. Bug poison. The entirety of bokoblins. Not even on this list. It's probably because there's like... Okay, hostile animals is on here, so we could look at bees. Nope, it says main article, bee. This... Once we are done with Breath of the Wild, we don't have to do anything else. It's so nice. We could just follow the list that the game gives us. It's gonna be so nice. Bokoblins. I mean, there's really nothing to say about them. I mean, in Breath of the Wild, there are the Stalkoblin and Cursed Bokoblin. I didn't know about those. Oh, those are just the heads. Yeah, that's right. But Stalkoblin, otherwise they come in red, blue, black, and silver and gold varieties, depending on difficulty settings and how much your Link has leveled up with the hidden experience point system in Breath of the Wild. Oh, my hair's being weird over there. They're like the most normal of the normal that things can get in this game, right? That being said, the Stalkoblins are ghosts. Oh, it's right here. Never mind. All of the bokoblins are normal types. Bubble. Are there bubbles in Breath of the Wild? Ow. Wish I didn't do that. That was loud in my ear. I hope it wasn't too loud for you guys. I have to assume that when they say bubble, they mean the cursed bokoblins. In which case, they are ghost types. Choo-choos. They come in the 3 flavors. Technically 4 flavors. There's normal, which is water, and then fire, ice, and electric. Normal, fire, ice, electric. Glowing eyeball must be referring to the, I forget what it's called now. It's been so long since I've played Breath of the Wild, I don't remember the names of all of the things that, like that. The calamity stuff. We're probably not going to see it on these lists here. That's fine. Hang on, which one? So it's the eyeball that you have to shoot to get rid of the gross purple stuff. I don't remember what the purple stuff is called in Breath of the Wild. Is that just called malice? It is malice. Okay. Malice eyeball. They are called glowing eyeballs. I would attribute these things to being dark type, I guess. There's nothing else really about them. The fact that they're eyeballs and they summon up the cursed bokoblins and the cursed Stalfos is just maybe we could say that they are potentially ghost dark, but I think dark just makes the most sense for them. Guardians. I would want to say that they are part dark type because they are corrupted by the malice. Azzy, welcome in, welcome! So, with that in mind, I mean, the Guardian Scouts are not corrupted. They are safe within the confines of the shrines. So we can say the Guardian Scouts, those are, you know, I guess you could say that they are steel type because when you are, like, hitting them with normal weapons, they aren't really, like, reacting too much. So they do have kind of a hard metal exterior. So we'll say that these are steel electric. But Guardians... Now, would we say that they are, because they're corrupted, are they dark steel or are they dark electric? Hmm... Considering they still primarily attack with the energy beam, I'm willing to go more for, like, the darkness is kind of, like, creating its own layer of protection in addition to the steel. So let's do dark electric on Guardians. Guardian Skywatchers. Dark flying. Sentry. What are the sentries? Oh, these are the things that are, dispatched from Varudania. Guardian should definitely be Steel Dark. You think so? Okay. I'm just gonna say these things are flying electric. Keys, we have, you know, the same as always. They are flying, and then they could potentially also be normal, fire, ice, electric. Lizalfos. Where are the Lizalfos? These guys come in a variety of colors, and with the different colorings comes different abilities and health levels, and usually, like, weapons. We're going to say that these guys are dragons. They are dragon types, and the Stalifos, Lizalfos, they are ghost dragons. Moblins, I would attribute to fighting types. Oh, but there's also the, That's right, I forgot they have the elemental versions as well, so... Fire, ice, elec. I forgot about the breath Lizalfos. I'm glad I looked. Do. Moblins. Yeah, these guys are fighting types. Honestly, if it was up to me, a Bokoblin would evolve into a Moblin. And then you'd basically have like Moblin, red Bokoblin into red Moblin, blue into blue, so on and so forth, right? And maybe you have oh my goodness! Amanda, welcome in, welcome! Thank you so much for the raid! Hope everyone's doing well. Hope your stream was going well. What were you playing today? I'm sure the raid sound alert was very loud. Oh, what terrible timing for the ad break. Oh no. I'm so sorry. That stinks. What was I saying? To me, it makes sense. If it's like Moblin or Bokoblin to Moblin, and the different colors can just basically be area color variants, similar to how Shellos has a different coloring depending on where you get it from. It doesn't change its typing, but it changes its appearance. Maybe there would be like some stat differentials if I was to make Breath of the Wild into a Pokemon game. That's how I would do it. So Moblins, they're fighting types. And the Stall Moblin are ghost fighting types. It makes sense. Octorok is a special case in these games. Previously, in prior games, Octoroks were less varied, but they have a huge variety in these games. So there's the water ones, there's the ones in the forest, rock, snow, and also treasure, and the sky ones, which are in the hardcore mode, or whatever it's called. Welcome in, raiders, anyone who decided to stick around after the poorly placed ad break. I do apologize about that. I hope you're all doing well. So, with this, aside from the treasure Octorok and the sky Octorok, all of the other Octoroks attack by doing something, usually shooting a rock at you. However, I feel like in previous games where we defined Octoroks as rock type because they shoot rocks, that doesn't necessarily apply to these newer variety Octoroks from these later games. In this case, I would say that their typing is more associated with where they are, regardless of the ability to shoot rocks. And that's really because there's the Snow Octorok, which doesn't shoot boulders at you. The Snow Octorok shoots like a hard snowball at you. The Rock Octoroks, they don't just shoot rocks at you, they also have like a sucking in attack. The Treasure Octoroks, they ram into you and run away from you. And the Sky Octoroks are just flying in the air, trapped as balloons. They can't attack you. That being said, Octorok, because of the variety, we are giving it water, or it is grass, or it is rock, or it is ice, or normally I would say, well, Treasure Octorok is steel, but because it's hiding as a treasure chest, it's a mimic, fairy typing, and then sky for flying. And this would just really be one of those instances where it's a whole bunch of Pokemon that would look similar to each other, but they do have their own distinctive typings. almost like how Minior has a color variety, but that's only what do you call it? A cosmetic difference. I would say for Octoroks, they would be distinct Pokemon in their region, and the different ones do have different typings. Peblets. We got Stone, and then we got Igneo and Frost. With that in mind, they are rock typing always, but they may also be fire or ice type as well. Yiga Foot Soldiers. I would say dark fighting. The Blade Masters, I would say dark steel. The Wizrobes, they are fairy type with the classic 3, ice, fire, elect. And then for some reason they have just wolves. Wolves are listed here for some reason. Let's maybe LP92. Thank you so much for joining. And every flavor jelly bean. Okay. Well, I don't have a milkshake for you to ruin this time. Welcome in, Let's Maybe LP92. How are you doing? I feel mostly good about the one I'm trying to pick up. Alright, we've got a yellow with brown spots one. I'm pretty sure this is banana, but there is a chance that it could be lemon or rotten egg or marshmallow. That's banana. What would normally be a good flavor is not my favorite. I think the fact that all of these jelly beans have kind of been sitting in the same pouch all this time, it makes me worried that like some of the flavor is kind of sticking around to all of them. Because I just kind of had like a hint of bubblegum on the end of that. And I don't know if that's a good thing or not. It's stuck in my teeth. I still have them in the original packaging, but maybe I need to move them to a like a plastic bag or something. Either way, we are finally done with Breath of the Wild. I don't think we should. Like, wolf. What am I supposed to do with wolves? There's a cold-footed wolf and a Murado wolf, and the coyotes. Are the coyotes the same as the wolves? They're normal with the potential for ice variant. We move on now to Tears of the Kingdom.